New infections of COVID-19 are exploding nationwide.
Now over to Arnie Pie with Arnie in the Sky.
Route 401 is going around and around and around and around.
Good afternoon from New York. We're coming on the air with breaking news that retired Los Angeles Lakers basketball star Kobe Bryant has been killed in a helicopter crash. It happened this morning.
A lot of people say you guys predicted Trump's run.
I know. We'll take credit for anything.
Simpsons predicted the future shot by shot because we're part of the Illuminati. Which is true. We are.
We've witnessed deep divisions and a troubling rancor in our land. But tonight, we ponder the United States.
Hello, I'm Tom Hanks. The U.S. government has lost its credibility, so it's borrowing some of mine.
To immediately begin the process necessary to establish a Space Force as the 6th branch of the armed forces. That's a big statement.
The wars of the future will not be fought on a battlefield or at sea. They will be fought in space. Most of the actual fighting will be done by small robots.
I understand what's going on in the market. This is not going to end well when it ends. And the bigger question is, when does it end? I don't think it ends soon, but I think it will end, and it will end very badly for the public.
Martin, here's $10 to invest in the futures market.
Oh, soy!
Martin, you're up $1 million.
Yes!
And now you've lost all but $600. You got greedy, Martin.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me.
My administration will focus on the 3 R's: reading, writing, and refilling the ocean.
Just when you think that 2020 was the year that The Simpsons reached their peak in terms of their predictions of the future, 2021 comes along and shows that they might have an even bigger influence on the world than we can even imagine. From the Vice President to Dogecoin to Space Force and beyond, The Simpsons continue to make things interesting by making stabs in the dark and hitting their mark more times than not. Let me break it down for you, but first, do me a favor, leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel. And with that being said, let's get started. Do you want to win an iPhone 12, maybe a MacBook Pro? How about $500 cash? All you have to do is comment the secret hidden message somewhere in this video. That's it. Oh, and leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel so we can keep affording these giveaways. Winner will be announced at the last day of each month. Thanks for watching and good luck. Number 5. Kamala Harris. Now, unlike a certain former president, The Simpsons did not predict that Kamala Harris would be the vice president of the United States. In fact, if you recall, they said that Lisa Simpson would be the president after Donald Trump and hijinks ensue. But it was during that very episode with Lisa as president that they made a prediction that came true in the most mind-boggling way ever. Because if you look at what Lisa was wearing in that initial scene in the White House Oval Office, and then you fast forward to the inauguration of both President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris, you'll notice that Kamala is wearing an eerily similar outfit to what Lisa was wearing, full stop. They both have pearl earrings, are wearing a necklace that looks similar to one another, and most importantly of all, they both wore purple suits. Yes, there are some differences, like the shirt they wore in the suits, but come on, this is really close. In fact, many would argue that this is the same shade of purple. People are so shocked by this that many wonder if Kamala Harris is a Simpsons fan and wore this outfit to pay respect to Lisa. She hasn't confirmed it yet, but what if? Number 4, Tom Hanks. Now, we could talk about how The Simpsons loosely predicted that the one and only Tom Hanks got COVID, but we're going to focus on yet another recent event, mainly Inauguration Day. Yes, we just touched on it, but not all of it, because on that day there was an Inauguration Day special highlighting the transition of power from Trump to Biden and Harris, and on that day and special, it was hosted by Tom Hanks. Why does that matter? The actor made a cameo in the Simpsons movie in 2007, in which he says, "The US government has lost its credibility, so it's borrowing some of mine." That line in this Inauguration Day context is shockingly hilarious and accurate, because just about everyone agrees that under the reign of Donald Trump, the government lost all sorts of faith from the people in the US. So having Tom Hanks, a shining beacon of joy and hope, hosting the inauguration and trying to show that things would get better was very much a case of them borrowing his credibility to make them seem better. We're not going to judge because Tom Hanks is that awesome, but this is the kind of Simpsons connection that you now just can't ignore. Number 3, Space Force. This one is a bit of a looser prediction, but it's one that fits nonetheless. During the time of President Trump, he thought it would be a great idea to go and make a new branch of the military known as the Space Force. They have logos and uniforms and everything, and a Netflix series overtly and easily making fun of them for doing what they're doing. But from The Simpsons, an episode came forth from the past that pretty much predicted this in their own way. In one episode, a military commander is giving a pep talk to the next generation of soldiers and letting them know that the next generation of warfare won't be found on the ground or on the water, but in space. Even noting that the next line of soldiers will be tiny robots, and that it's their job to build and maintain those robots. Now, to our knowledge, robots haven't been built by Space Force yet, but the message from The Simpsons was accurate. Space might just be the place for future combat, and Space Force was built to fight in space. It's kinda sad, maybe kinda stupid, but it's perfectly Simpsons. Number 2, Dogecoin. So, the last few weeks in 2021 have been a crazy time for all sorts of reasons, not the least of which is the situation going on with GameStop and how the Reddit community has used their collective power to stick it to the hedge fund people. But one of the byproducts of that was certain cryptocurrencies going and getting a boom, including one based on a meme known as Dogecoin. You all likely know the Doge dog, and yeah, he became a cryptocurrency. And this still shot of The Simpsons of a key character dog you should all know rolling in money has made many think that this was yet another prediction, because it's a dog with a lot of money and looking very happy, just like the Doge dog would look if it was alive and realized its own Bitcoin was shooting skyward in terms of value. Is this really a prediction? It's hard to say, but real or virtual, the Doge is rolling in it. Number 1, the GameStop boom. This one is indeed an accurate prediction as long as you understand what happened with GameStop. You see, hedge funds have a strategy called short selling, where they'll borrow stocks for a certain amount of money and bet that they'll go and tank, and thus these borrowers are owed a lot of money. When Reddit found out that hedge fund people were trying to do this with GameStop, the Redditors of a certain Wall Street Bets group branded together and bought up the GameStop stocks, sparking a frenzy that drove the price of the stock up and costing the hedge funders a bunch. They then did this to a lot of other stocks in such a way that Wall Street had to use their influence to try and stop this and cost those investors money. How does this connect to The Simpsons? If you watch this clip, we see Martin on the Wall Street stock market causing a similar frenzy by buying in soy and getting a lot of money and then losing it because he got greedy. In 20 seconds, The Simpsons perfectly encapsulated weeks worth of stock market events and controversy. That's skill right there. And there you have it, everyone, a look at even more times that The Simpsons went and predicted the future correctly and blew the minds of everyone. Can you believe that they did this yet again? Which of these events do you personally feel was the wildest in terms of having an accurate prediction? Do you think that 2021 is going to continue to surprise us with more accurate Simpsons predictions? Go ahead and let me know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time on the channel.